Peace and Wellness YouTube family. Welcome to the channel. I thank you for being here. It is Friday, the day of love, the Venus Day. So you know I'm going to do some love messages. This is going to be quick and hopefully painless. Alright, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. Excuse my voice. I'm still trying to get myself together for the day. Alright, so we have date. So somebody needs to get back out there. Somebody needs to, meet somebody new. Even if it doesn't start out as like a full-blown relationship, friends date. And when friends date, it turns into something more fairy tale-ish, because you guys are taking the time to, get to know each other, know the likes, the dislikes, the icks, whatever. So date, even if it's dating a friend, okay? We have key on a ring, which means that, again, that date can turn into something more. It can turn into an engagement. It can turn into a marriage. But what I will say also with this key on a ring, make sure that you have different options. Don't just go with the first person. Make sure that you know exactly who you want, what you want. And, just take your time. Because if not, you could end up heartbroken. You could end up kind of like falling back. So that's why I'm saying just date for the time being. Don't rush anything. You don't have to rush anything. You're not, well, tomorrow's not promised, but you're not leaving tomorrow. So take your time and do it right. We have grounding. Somebody out there needs to, do a little bit more grounding, especially when you are dating a lot of people. And again, I'm saying dating. I'm not saying intimacy. I'm saying date, friends, date. Okay. But in this case, because you are around a different lot of energies, you need to make sure that you're grounding yourself, whatever that may be to you, putting your feet in the soil, putting your feet in the grass, showers are definitely grounding. And I find myself doing more grounding in the shower because of the amount of showers that I take. It's really hard for me to plant my feet in the grass like I would like to. So honestly, the water is like, and because I'm a water sign, the water is just my my go-to. It helps me out a lot. So that could be for somebody else. We also have clock. So like I said, when you're dating, it can progress to something else. It could progress into a lot of things. I also see somebody needing time who maybe has been dating and you are not getting anywhere. So if you're not getting anywhere with the amount of people that you're out there dating or entertaining or whatever the case may be, take a step back, ground yourself a little bit more, figure out, okay, is this right for me at this moment, or do I need to do something else to, fulfill my time, and not really think about dating right now, because I do again have heartbroken here. So somebody could very well been out here, dating and having many options, but you keep finding yourself being heartbroken. So if that's the case, then maybe you need to reevaluate what you're doing, how you're doing, when you're doing. And that's completely okay. Honestly, yes, we are all, here to have, that perfect white picket fence life. However, it doesn't always work that way. Yes, we are all out here to try to have our divine counterpart, but that divine counterpart is going to come when it's time to come, not when we want it. And for the most part, sometimes it comes and it doesn't work out because it's not supposed to work out at that moment, and you and that person separate, and then you never know, you might end up being back together, later on down the line. So take it how it resonates. Because at the end of the day, we have Cupid's arrow. Have faith. The love is coming. You never know who, like I said, who that divine counterpart will be. That past person, that present person, or future person. But it's gonna come. But it's gonna come with time. So at this point, what you need to do is just have that introspection, self-reflection. What are you doing on your end where you feel like you can do a little bit more, or you can do a little bit less, or what are you doing to make sure that you are the perfect person for whomever is going to come into your life and give you that love that you need. Somebody also can be receiving some type of surprise invitation to like go out on like a date that's going to lead to something more. So I don't know why that came to me, but it did. You have addiction. Somebody can be very well codependent. If you do have codependency issues, whomever you are, this is probably why things are not working out for you. If you are, if you have some type of like controlling attributes about you, or you're dating someone who has controlling attributes about them, I would just say, don't build up an emotional block, but learn how to navigate through what's happening, whether it's you, whether it's this person, but it's going to work out. So, like I said, I don't know who this addiction is for, and you could just be addicted to dating a lot of people, and it's truly not working for you, and you truly need to just take a step back and be like, hey, maybe I need to work on me first. It's fine to just work on you. It's fine to just work on you, I've noticed that a lot of people, they date because they don't want to sit with themselves, because they don't want to, work on themselves. And they figure if they date, they can distract from the inner, issues that they may be having. So this could be for somebody. Learn who you are first before you bring another person into your inner circle. All right, let's get a couple of more and then I'm done. We have pride. We have commitment. We have perspective. We have memories. And we have shallow. So if you are a prideful person, and we are still in Leo season, so I could be talking to a Leo. If you are a prideful person, okay, and you have an arrogance about you, or if you're dating somebody who's prideful and arrogant and has an ego, I do see a commitment that could possibly come to you, but you're going to have a different perspective about how you approach the relationship. Drop the ego, drop the pride, stop holding on to, this is my way or the highway, okay? Because when you are entering into another relationship with someone, when you're entering into a union with somebody, and this can also just be for friendship, when you're entering a union with another person, you have to see their perspective. You have to make sure that you're willing to sacrifice. And a lot of the times relationships do not work out because that other person or somebody within that union is not willing to sacrifice. So if you want love that bad, if you want commitment that bad, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have a different perspective as to, okay, now I have to think about this person rather than myself. Because again, that's 10 times out of 10 why relationships don't last. Because the person with the pride, with the ego, is like me, 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 me. So I do have memories here. For somebody, again, this pride and this ego, you could have had somebody who, you know, was your person. Like, you thought that was your person. Like, this is my love. This is the person I'm supposed to be with. And you fumbled. I had to say it. You fumbled. Why did you fumble? Because your perspective did not align with theirs. Okay? Because you was a little shallow. Because you know, and this could be vice versa. This could be the person that, you know, you enter the union with, or this can be you. But for some reason, I'm not getting the other person. I'm getting you. Like, energetically, I'm getting you. You didn't want to open up and let them provide you with, like, you didn't want them to water your cup. Not the way that they wanted to. You wanted them to water your cup the way that you wanted to. Yes, we all have ways that we want to be loved, right? We do. However, everybody has different love languages, and you have to let them love you per their love language. So if you're constantly telling them, oh, I just want gifts, but then they're like, well, my love language is acts of service, or, you know, acts of affirmation. Like, you're telling them how to love you, and that's why it's not working, because it's not aligning. So more than, you know, likely the relationship isn't going to work. So I would just be very, you know, just acknowledge the fact that you have to take your pride out of the relationship. Any relationship you're in, especially romantic, you have to take your pride out of it. If you truly love, like, adore, whatever, you know, cherish that person, you have to take your pride out. You also have to take the shallowness out of it, or it's not going to work. So, because this is a collective reading, I'm reading for, you know, a collective energy. So take what resonates, leave the rest. I hope you guys enjoyed this little reading. Like, share, subscribe, comment. You know, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the energy. You know, this is a growing channel. I have a growing business, and I, you know, really appreciate pulling, you know, energy for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow is the 8/8 portal. Use it wisely. And I will see you guys. I probably will not be on here tomorrow because of the day that I have ahead of me. But I will try to get on here Thursday before my client, or maybe even after my client, depending. But peace and namaste. Bye, y'all.